Sarvebhyo namaskaraha. I hope I am visible and the screen is visible as well. My voice loud and clear. Arambham kurmah. Vandetam madavaranendravadanam madbhagadheya kritim shundadanda suchalanena jagatam mayantarayamayan vidravya pranati prasanna hridayo योनुक्त एव स्वयं रक्षत्यन्वहमात्मनोति बिरुदं वैद्येश पुत्राभिधम् भासुरकाख्य-simha-katha. So the सर्वे मृगाः ये वनानि आसन् ते सिंहस्य समीपं गत्वा राजधर्मविषये bodhanam kuruvanti, right? So they do rajadharmopadesha to the king and ask him to not destroy his praja altogether, right? Because it is because of the praja is the reason for the sustenance of the king. Hiranya dhanya ratnani yanani vividhani cha tathanyadapi yatkinchit prajabhya syad mahipatehe. Praja mahipatehe yatkinchitapi syad. Whatever it is that the mahipati enjoys, it is from the praja. Prajabhyaha hi syat. Tasmat praja sarvaprakarena rakshitavya. Lokanugrahakartarav pravardhante nareshwaraha lokanam sankshayachaiva kshayam yanti na samshayaha. So there is no doubt that lokanam sankshayat, by the destruction of the praja, naradhipaha kshayameva yanti. They pave way for their own destruction when destroying or when hurting the prajas. Athatesham tadvachanam akarnya bhasurakaah aho satyamabhihitam bhavattihi param yadi mamopavishtasyatra nityameva naikaiko mrigah samagamishyati tannunam sarvanapi bhakshayishyami athate tathaiva pratignyaya nirvriti bhajastatraiva vane nirbhayah paryatanti. So they start roaming around freely, and there is a samaya dharma that is there between these two now. Between the king and the praja, there is the dharma, there is a contract, there is a dealing. Ekascha pratidinam kramena yati. So there is one mriga that goes every day, and there is a turn. So how is this mriga selected? Vriddhova, vairagya yuktova, shokagrastova, putra kalatra nasha bhitova, tesham madhyatu tasya bhojanartham madhyanha samaye upatisthate. So madhyanha velayam tasya bhojanartham kopi upatisthate. Somebody presents himself, and he could be an old mriga, or he could be a vairagya shila, vairagya yukta, or shokagrasta, or some sort of a shokagrasta, probably because of a disease or something, or somebody who is afraid of losing one's kith and kin, losing one's family. Putra kalatra nasha bhitaha, nashat bhitaha kopi tesham madhyat tasya bhojanartham upatisthate. Atha kadachit jatikramacha shashakasya avasaras samayatas samasta mrigaih prerito anichannapi mandam gatva tasya vadhopayam chintayan velatikramam kritva vyakulita hridayo yavad gacchati tavan marge gacchata kupas sandrishtaha. So once what happened, it was the turn of a hare, shashaka. The samasta mrigaihi preritaha. It was ordered, instructed by all the mrigas that it was his turn today, but then he was not at all interested. Anichannapi. He had great reluctance in going to the king. Mandam gatva. So he gradually moved as slow as he could. He moved. Tasya vadhopayam chintayan. Also was thinking about plotting something against him. Velatikramam kritva. Crossed the time. And Yakulita Hridayaha, with a very sad heart, Yavad Gacchati, when he was walking, Tavan Marge Gacchata, Kupas Sandrishtaha. So Marge Gacchata Shashakena, so by Shashaka, who was treading this path, Kaschana Kupas Sandrishtaha. So he happened to see a well. Yavad Kupo Pariyati, Tavad Kupa Madhye Atmanav Pratibimbam Dadarsha, Drishtwachatena Hridaye Chintitam Yad Bhavya Upayaha Asti Aham Bhasurakam Prakopya. So Buddhya Asmin Kupe Patayishyami. So I will anger Bhasuraka and make him fall into this well. Athasau Dinasheshe Bhasuraka Samipam Praptaha Simhopi Velatikramanena वेलातिक्रमेण क्षुत्क्षामकण्ठ कोपाविष्ट सृक्कणी परिलेलिहन् न चिन्तयत् अहो प्रातराहाराय निस्सत्वं मया वनं कर्तव्यम् एवं चिन्तयतस्तस्य शशको मन्दं गत्वा प्रणम्य तस्याग्रे स्थितः. So almost when the day was over, towards evening, Bhasuraka-samipam praptaha. He reached the place where Bhasuraka was there. He went near him. Simhopi velaatikramena, and because of he skipped almost the lunch that day, and it was velatikrama. The time had passed. Kshutkshamakantaha. He was parched. Kopavishtaha, and very, very angry. Srikkani parilelihan. He was licking the corners of his mouth and was thinking. Prataha aharaya nissatvam manammaya kartave. I have to make this forest devoid of any being for tomorrow's morning breakfast. I'm going to eat them all up. Evam chintayataha tasya. When he was thinking like this, Shashako mandam gatva tasya pranamya tasya agre sthitah. He bowed down and stood in front of him. Athatam prajvalitatma bhasurako bhatsayannaha re shashakadhama ekastavatvam laghuf prapto parato velatikramena tadasmadaparadhat tvam nipatya pratas sakalanyapi mrigakulani uchchedayishyami. So because of this aparadha of yours, I am going to finish off all the mrigakulas. All the jatis are done tomorrow. They will be done. Atha shashakas savinayam provacha swamin naparadho mamanacha sattvanam tachruyatam karanam. So please listen to the reason for my delay. Simha aha sattvaram nivedaya yavat mamadabhrantargato nabhavan bhavishyati. So please make it quick before you are into my mouth. Shashaka aha swamin samasta mrigairadya jatikramena mama laghutarasya prastavam vignaya tatoham panchashakais samam preshitaha tatascha aham agachan antarale mahata kenachid aparena simhena vivaran nirgatyabhihita kuprasthita yuyam abhishta devatam smarat. So I was sent along with with the other shashakas, but we happened to encounter another simha on the way. Tato maya bhihitam vayam swamino Bhasuraka-simhasya sakasham Aharartham samayadharmena gacchamaha. We have a deal with our dear king Bhasuraka, and we are going in accordance with that. Tatastena bhihitam yadyevam tarhi madiyametadvanam maya saha samayadharmena samastairapi shwapadair vartitavyam. Chorarupi sa Bhasurakaha. Bhasuraka is an imposter. You all have to have your deals with me, for I am the king of the forest. अथ यदि सोत्र राजा विश्वासस्थाने चतुरशशकानत्र ध्युत्वा तमाहूय द्रुततरम् आगच्छ येन यः कश्चिदावयोर्मध्यात् पराक्रमेण राजा भविष्यति सः सर्वान् एतान् भक्षयिष्यति. So let him come here. Please leave. So you can go. One of you can go. The other 4 can stay here. And you please go and bring him. And we can do a valor exam, valor test. There can be a test of the valor, and whoever proves himself to be more powerful can always eat the others and become the king. Tatoham tenadishta swami sakasham abhyagataha etad velavyatikrama karanam. Tadatra swami pramanam tachrutva bhasurakaha bhadra yadyevam tat sattvaram darshayametam chaurasimham yenaham mrigakopam tasyopari kshiptva swastho bhavam. Please show me where he is. I will finish him and let my anger go. So tasyopari kopam kshiptva swastho bhavishyami. So I will become swastha. I will become free of anger by taking out my anger on him. Bhumir mitram hiranyancha vigrahasya phalatrayam nastyekamapi yadyasham vigraham na samachare. So Bhumi, Mitra and Hiranya. These are the 3 results of a war. So if one is sure that neither of these 3 are going to be a sure shot, one should not do a vigraha. Yatra nasyat phalam bhuri yatra chasyat parabhavaha na tatra matiman yuddham samutpadya samachare. So having initiated, so when does one go on offense? Only when one can ensure that there is bhuri phala, a lot of phala, and there is no defeat. Only when one can ensure that samutpadya yuddha samacharanam yuktam bhavati. No chet matiman yasmin sthale bhuri phalam na syat parabhavaha cha syat tadrishe sthale matiman samutpadya yuddham na samachare. He is not supposed to initiate a war. Shashaka aha swamin satyamidam swabhumi hetoho paribhavacha yudhyante kshatriyaha param sa durgashrayah durgan nishkramya vayam tena vishkambhitaha tato durgastho dussadhyo bhavati ripuhu. And as you can see here, See, once the king has been angered, the Shashaka does not let him go. Okay, because it is to the advantage of Shashaka that is happening, right? Because Shashaka wants him to go and finish off him. Why should he do Dharmopadesha to this king? Right? He is reminding him of Durga Niyama and all that. Why? Just to anger him more, so that he can ensure that in case, okay, through some means, let us say that the lion does not die, okay, something happens and he saves himself, Shashaka has to ensure that he is safe, right? So he is doing buddhyupadesha to the Raja, and also knows very well that a murkha. So we know that, I think even in the introduction somewhere we saw that Bhasuraka, the Simha, was very powerful, no doubt, but also was a Mandadhi. He was not wise enough to rule. So such a murkha can be angered through such vachanas. This the Shashaka is aware, and that is why he is angering him further by saying all these things. Durga nishkramya vayam tena vishkambhitaha tato durgastho dusadhyo bhavati ripuhu. So a durgastha ripu, a person who stays inside a fort, is very difficult to be subdued. Nagajanam sahasrena nachalakshena vajinam yatkrityam siddhyati rajnyam durgenaikena vigrahe. So that which can be accomplished by being inside a fort cannot be accomplished even by employing 1,000 elephants or even 1,00,000 horses in the battlefield. Shatamekopi sandhatte prakarastho dhanurdharaha. Tasma durgam prashamsanti niti shastra vichakshanaha. Because somebody who stays inside the prakara, inside a fort, can aim at even 100 soldiers who are coming from the battlefront. Right? That is why Durgam Prashamsanti Niti Shastra Vichakshanaha. So the people who are well versed in Niti Shastra praise Durga. Pura Gurus Samadeshat Hiranyakashipor Bhayat Shakrena Vihitam Durgam Prabhavat Vishwakarmanaha. So how did this idea of fort come? It was first built by Shakra with the help of Vishwakarma, through the power of Vishwakarma, because of the fear that he had from Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipoho bhayat swaguroho brihaspatehe samadeshat Vishwakarmanaha prabhavat shakrena durgam nirmitam praprathamam. Tenapi cha varodatto yasya durgam sabhupatihi vijayi syat tato bhumau durgani syus sahasrashah. Api cha tena varaha dattaha. Tatra swargaloke durga nirmananantaram indrena kaschana varaha dattaha. Kaha saha varaha yasya durgam asti saha bhupatihi vijayi syat. So the bhupati who has a fort shall be victorious was the boon that was given by Indra. Tataha, only after that, bhumau sahasrashaha durgani syuhu. So many forts were built on the earth after that. We have to start from here. Damshtra virahito nago madahino yatha gajaha sarvesham jayate vasyo durgahinas-tatha nripaha. Damshtra virahito nago madahino yatha gajaha sarvesham jayate vasyo durgahinas-tatha nripaha. Damshtra virahitaha nagaha madahinaha yatha gajaha sarvesham jayate vashyaha durgahinaha tatha nripaha. Just like a snake without fangs is subdued, it comes under the control of another person, or for that matter anybody. Sarvesham vashyaha jayate. So it does not have its own power anymore. It becomes a vashya. Anybody can subdue such a snake that does not have its fangs. Damshtra virahitaha nagaha madahinaha gajaha. So an elephant without rut. Sarvesham vashyaha yatha jayate. The way these two become subdued by anybody, tathaiva evameva durgahinaha nripaha api sarvesham vashyaha jayate. So even in the same way, a king without the fort can also come under the control of anybody. Anybody can win him over. It will not be a very difficult thing, even for an ordinary powerless chieftain or king to do so, to win over a really powerful king, but without a Durga. तच्छ्रुत्वा भासुरक आह भद्र दुर्गस्थमपि दर्शय तं चौरसिंहं येन व्यापादयामि उक्तं च तत् श्रुत्वा भासुरकः आह भद्र दुर्गस्थम अपि दर्शय तं चौरसिंहं येन व्यापादयामि उक्तं च. So dear, don't worry, does not matter if he is inside a durga, I don't care. Durgastham api, even if he is inside a durga and safe, tam darshaya, please show him to me. Kam tam chaurasimham darshaya, please show me that imposter. And so through which only when you show him to me, vyapadanam kartum shaknomi, I can kill him. Antum shaknomi, yena vyapadayami, I can kill him. Uktancha. Jatamatram nayashatrum rogancha prashamam nayet mahabalopi tenaiva vriddhim prapya sahanyate. Jatamatram nayashatrum rogamcha prashamam nayet mahabalopi tenaiva vriddhim prapya sahanyate. जातमात्रं न यः शत्रुं रोगञ्च प्रशमं नयेत् महाबलः अपि तेन एव वृद्धिं प्राप्य सः हन्यते. So I'm sorry, there is a question as to why there is yena. Yena vyapadayami. Yena means through that, using your showing me, showing him to me, using that becomes a cause, right? For me to kill him. Through that action of yours, by that action of yours, you're enabling me to kill him. So, yena bhavadi, bhavataha tasya darshanena. Okay. Tasya. So because of you pointing me to him, okay, vyapadayami, aham vyapadayitum shaknomi, I can, you will enable me to kill him. So that becomes an action through which he is able to do that. That is why yena is used. Hope it is clear. So that through which literally is through becomes a karana, so that. Yeah, that's a simple translation. Means the same. Jatamatram nayashatrum rogancha prashamam nayet. So, yaha jatamatram shatrum rogancha prashamam na nayet. So, the one who does not finish off a roga and a shatru once it is born. So, once a Shatru is born, immediately he has to be finished, cooled down. Prashamam nayet. Jatamatram shatrum prashamam nayet. Evameva jatamatram rogam prashamam nayet. So once you discover even a slight symptom of the roga, you have to ensure that it is immediately addressed. Otherwise, सह महाबलः अपि वृद्धिं प्राप्य तेन एव हन्यते. यः पुरुषः एवं न करोति, यः पुरुषः जातमात्रं रोगं शत्रुं वा प्रशमं न नयेत्, सः पुरुषः महाबलः अपि, he could be a really powerful person, does not matter, वृद्धिं प्राप्य तेन एव हन्यते. So what happens at the budding stage? If you are not able to finish them off, it will grow much, it will grow manifold and kill the same person, no matter how powerful this man who let his shatru or roga grow. Yaha jatamatram shatrum rogancha prashamam nanayet saha mahabalaha api, he could be a very powerful person. Vridhim prapya tenaiva hanyate, tenaiva shatruna tenaiva rogena hanyate. तथा च उत्तिष्ठमानस्तु परो नोपेक्ष्यः पथ्यमिच्छता समौ हि शिष्टैराम्नातौ वत्स्यन्ता वामयः स च. उत्तिष्ठमानस्तु Sorry. उत्तिष्ठमानस्तु परो नोपेक्ष्यः पथ्यमिच्छता समौहिशिष्टैराम्नातौ वत्स्यन्तावामयः स च उत्तिष्ठमानः. Sorry, there is another question. Prashamana. Okay. Shama means to calm down, from which you get shanta, right? Shanta means calming down, right? Calm. So sham means to calm down, to cool it down. Shamanam means calming something down, finishing it off. Here, eradicating it, wiping it clean. Uttishtamanaha paraha. Uttishtamanaha tu paraha. Na upekshyaha. Pathyam ichchata. Samau hi shishtaihi amnatau vatsyantau amayaha sahacha. Okay. Now, pathyam ichchata uttishtamanaha paraha na upekshaha. Paraha here means shatruhu. Pathyam ichchata. So pathya here means welfare, okay, goodness. So anybody who is desirous of his own welfare and well-being, pathyam ichchata janena athava pathyam ichchata ragnya uttishtamanaha paraha, a growing, rising enemy. Okay, rising enemy, meaning what? Now he is not a very powerful one. He is somebody who is just growing. He is in the growing stage. Okay, but he is rising. That you can observe. So such an enemy, na upekshyaha. Okay, he should not upeksha. Upeksha means tiraskara. Okay, so upeksha means indifference. Okay, so tadrishaha uttishtamanaha shatruhu pathyamichchata na upekshaha. So somebody who is in a nascent stage, but you identify him to be your shatru, he is not to be treated indifferently. You have to take him seriously. Okay, you have to take him seriously. You should not underestimate him. Shishtaihi vatsyantau amayaha sahacha samau amnatau. So shishtaihi. So shishta is a wise man. Okay, shishtaihi, wise people. Vatsyantau amayaha sahacha. So both a roga that is growing, or amayaha means roga, disease. So amayaha sahacha vatsyantau. So a growing disease, a rising disease, and he. And who is this saha? Uttishtamanaha paraha. Samau amnatau. They have been considered as equal. Means what? Just the way you will not underestimate a disease which is in the nascent stage. You will try to cure it off. Evameva uttishtamanaha paraha tena saha api tathaiva vyavaharaha kartavyaha ityarthaha. The way you would treat a rising disease, a growing disease, evameva tena saha api vartitavyam. Kena saha uttishtamanena parena saha api tathaiva vyavaharaha kartavyaha. One has to behave in the same way. One has to give the same treatment to both an amaya, a roga, and an uttishtamana para. Amayaha sahacha. Okay, two things. So vatsyantau iti dvivachane asti. All right. Vatsyanta means growing. Okay. All right. Comes from vardh dhatu. Okay. Vardh dhatu. Growing, vardhate. अपि च उपेक्षितः क्षीणबलोऽपि शत्रुः प्रमाददोषात् पुरुषैर्मदान्धैः साध्योऽपि भूत्वा प्रथमं ततो सावसाध्यतं व्याधिरिव प्रयाति उपेक्षितः क्षीणबलोऽपि शत्रुः प्रमाददोषात् पुरुषैर्मदान्धैः साध्योऽपि भूत्वा प्रथमं ततो सावसाध्यतां व्याधिरिव प्रयाति उपेक्षितः क्षीणबलः अपि शत्रुः प्रमाददोषात् पुरुषैः मदान्धैः साध्यः अपि भूत्वा प्रथमं ततः असौ असाध्यतां व्याधिः इव प्रयाति। तो मदान्धैः पुरुषैः प्रमाददोषात् उपेक्षितः क्षीणबलः अपि शत्रुः। So मदान्धैः पुरुषैः, so मदेन अन्धैः, blinded by power, blinded by arrogance, right? Blinded by arrogance, pramada doshat. So because of recklessness, pramada, okay, you are not serious about it. Pramada doshat, because of being reckless, and because of with pride, okay, due to be blinded by pride and because of being not very cautious and being reckless, upekshitaha shatruhu, a shatru who has been underestimated, who has been treated, treated as, you have not considered him at all, you have not assessed him properly, you have been indifferent to his growth. Tadrishaha kshatruhu Ksheenabalaha api. He might not be very powerful at this stage, but you just miscalculated and you ignored him. Asau vyadhihi iva prathamam sadhyam bhutva tataha asadhyatam prayati. So see, like a disease which is curable at the nascent stage and at a later stage becomes incurable. Evameva asau ksheenabalaha shatruhu api vyadhihi iva prathamam sadhyam bhutva. So he is like this, is very easily curable, very easily could have been subdued at the beginning, but then gradually asadhyatam prayati, he attains too much power and becomes incurable with growth. Tataha asadhyatam prayati, he cannot be cured anymore, he reaches that stage. So even a kshinabala shatru should not be ignored. Tatha cha atmanas shaktimudvikshya manotsahancha yo brajet bahun hanti sa yekopi kshatriyan bhargavo yatha. Atmanas shaktimudvikshya manotsahancha yo brajet bahun hanti sa yekopi kshatriyan bhargavo yatha. Yaha atmanaha shaktim, sorry, we'll do the padacheda. Atmanaha shaktim udvikshya mana utsaham cha yaha brajet bahun hanti saha yekaha api kshatriyan bhargavaha yatha. Yaha atmanaha shaktim mana utsahancha udvikshya brajet. So the one who proceeds to the war after what? Atmanaha shaktim udvikshya, after evaluating his own strength properly, he estimates his strength, he knows his strength now. Mana utsaham cha udvikshya, and he also evaluates his mana, his self-respect, and what is his utsaha, his zeal, his enthusiasm in fighting this war. Having estimated all these three, having evaluated the three, saha yekaha api, he might be just one person, single-handedly, bahun kshatriyan hanti, he can kill many kshatriyas like Bhargava. So Bhargava was a single man, right? Bhargavaha, Parashuramaha, right? He finished off so many Kshatriyas. In fact, he rendered the entire world devoid of Kshatriyas. I think many times he did that. Okay, so he eliminated all the Kshatriyas from the face of the earth single-handedly, and not once, many times. There is some number, 21 times or something. Yeah, so he can be so powerful. Why was he able to do that? Not because he underestimated himself or the others, but he calculated and assessed his own strength and weaknesses properly. So he knew all this and only then went and fought. Atmanaha Shaktim Mana Utsahancha Udvikshya Samyag Vicharayitva Yaha Gacchati. Samyag Vicharayitva Vicharah Krutva Yaha Gacchati. Vicharanantaram Yaha Gacchati. Saha Ekaha api Bahun Hanti. He can kill many, like Bhargava. Shashakaha aha astyetat tathapi balavan samaya drishtaha tannayujyate swaminastasya samarthyam aviditva gantum uktancha. So all this is told by the lion, okay, that you please do not worry, okay, I have estimated, I know my strength, okay, so only after doing all this, and I have a lot of great zeal, great utsaha to finish him off, only after evaluating all this, I'm saying that I'm going to go. Then Shashaka says, Astyetat, that is true. Tathapi balavan samaya drishtaha. Then he was really powerful. I saw him. Tannayujyate swaminas tasya samarthyam aviditva gantum. But Swami is not aware of his strength, right? Tasya samarthyam aviditva gantum nayujyate. Without knowing his strength to proceed is not right. Tancha. Aviditvatmana shaktim parasya cha samutsukaha gacchannabhimukho vanhau nasham yati patangavat. Aviditvatmana shaktim parasya cha samutsukaha gacchannabhimukho vanhau nasham yati patangavat. Aviditva atmanaha shaktim parasya cha samutsukaha gachan abhimukhaha vanhau nasham yati patangavat. Atmanaha parasya cha shaktim aviditva samutsukaha abhimukhaha gachan vanhau patangavat nasham yati. Atmanaha parasya cha shaktim aviditva. So without knowing one's strength and the strength of the enemy. So without assessing the strength of the self or his enemy, but he goes out of eagerness. Samutsukaha abhimukhaha gachan. The one who goes in front of the enemy. So parasya abhimukhaha gachan. So going in front of the enemy purely out of enthusiasm, some kind of a zeal, without evaluating his own strength or the strength of his enemy. Vanhau patangavat nasham yati. So he just, he perishes like a moth that falls into fire, right? Like a moth fallen into fire. Vanhau patangavat nasham yati. He perishes. Yo balat pronnatam yati nihantum sabalopyarim vimadassa nivarteta shirnadanto gajo yatha. Yo balat pronnatam yati nihantum sabalopyarim vimadassa nivarteta shirnadanto gajo yatha. Yaha balat pronnatam yati nihantum sabalaha api arim vimadaha saha nivarteta shirnadantaha gajaha yatha. So yaha sabalaha api. So he who, though powerful, okay, he is swayam sabala, even then arim hantum balat pronnatam yati. Who heads off to finish off the enemy. Arim hantum, shatrum marayitum. Shatrum nashayitum balati pronnatam yati. Out of pride, okay, out of the pride for his own power, balat pronnatam yati. He is very extremely elevated, okay, that his mada has gone to his head in such an elevated way, such an elevated state, okay. Pronnatatva here means he is just drunk with power. Balat pronnatam, the one who marches to finish off an enemy in this way, he might be powerful, but then saha vimadaha nivarteta. So he returns as a vimada. He returns, nivarteta. How does he return? He returns devoid of his pride, which means he loses the battle because the pride blinds his eyes. Saha vimadaha nivarteta. How? Yatha shirnadantaha gajaha. Like the way an elephant will return with broken tusks. Shirnadantaha gajaha iva saha vimadaha nivarteta. So like an elephant devoid of tusks, with broken tusks, after losing the battle, he will return. So you might be powerful, but that does not mean you just you are you walk without underestimating the power of the enemy. You just walk like that and think that you could finish off anybody. That is not right. Bhasuraka aha bhoho kim davanena vyaparena darshayame-tam durgasthamapi atha shashaka aha yadyevam tarhyagacchatu swami evamuktva agre vyavasthitah. Bhasurakaha aha bhoho kim tavanena vyaparena. What is it that you are going on and on and on? Darshayame-tam durgasthamapi. I want to look at him. I want to see him. So please show me. Okay. Show him to me. Durgastham api. He might be inside a durga. He might be fortified. Does not matter. Please show him. Atha shashaka. Then the shashaka says, yadyevam. If that is what you desire, tarhi agacchatu swami. So swami may come. Evamuktva agre vyavasthitah. So saying this, he proceeded further. Tatascha tenagacchata yah koopo drishto bhoot tameva koopamasadya Bhasurakam aha swamin kaste pratapam sodhum samarthaha tvam drishtva duratopi chaurasimha pravistasvam durgam tadagaccha yena darshayami. Bhasuraka aha darshayame durgam tadanu darshitastena koopaha tatasopi murkha-simhaha koopamadhye atma pratibimbam jalamadhyagatam drishtva simhanadam mumocha. Tatascha, then Tena agacchata yaha koopaha drishtaha abhut. Tena agacchata yaha koopaha drishtaha abhut. Tameva koopam asadya bhasurakam aha. Then tena kena shashakena agacchata, when coming, yaha koopaha drishtaha abhut, the well that was seen by him when he was coming. Tameva koopam asadya, reaching the very same well, he told Bhasuraka, Bhasurakam aha swamin, Swami, kaste pratapam sodhum samarthaha. Who indeed can take your pratapa, bear your teja, bear your pratapa. Tasma tvam drishtva duratopi chaurasimhaha pravishtaha swam durgam. That is why, having seen you from far, okay, tvam drishtva durataha api, duratopi tvam drishtva. So even seeing you from far away, chaurasimhaha, that imposter, okay, that lion, swam durgam pravishtaha, he has gone inside his den. Tadagaccha yena darshayami. So please come, I will show him to you. Bhasurakaha aha darshayame durgam. So please show his durga to me, show his den. Tadanu darshitaha tena koopaha. So following that, tena shashakena koopaha darshitaha. He then pointed to this well. Tatasopi murkhaha simha. And the foolish lion, koopa madhye atmanaha atma pratibimbam jalamadhyagatam drishtva. So seeing his own reflection in the well, in the waters of the well, simhanadam mumocha, he immediately let out a huge roar. He roared. Tatah pratishabdena koopa madhya dvigunataro nadas samuthitaha atha tena tam shatrum matva atmanam tasyopari prakshipya pranah parityaktaha shashakopi krishtamana sarvamrigan anandya तैः प्रशस्यमानो यथा सुखं तत्र वने निवसति स्म अतोऽहं ब्रवीमि यस्य बुद्धिर्बलं तस्य ततः देन् प्रतिशब्देन कूपमध्यात् द्विगुणतरः नादः समुत्थितः. So what happened when he roared? Okay, there was a pratishabda, there was an echo which had a dvigunatara nada, which was 2 times the original sound. Koopa madhyat dvigunataraha. So 2 times, twice the original sound. Tadrishaha nadaha, tadrishaha shabdaha samuthitaha. There came up a huge echo. Atha, then tena tam shatrum matva. Because of that, he thought the Koopa Madhyagata Pratibimba Simha to be his enemy. Shatrum Matva Atmanam Tasyopari Prakshipya. So he let him fall on him. Okay, he fell into the well. Pranaha Parityaktaha. So he died. Right? Pranaha Parityaktaha. Shashakopi Hristamanaha. Now this hare is very happy. Hristamanaha Sarva Mrigan Anandya. Having made all the mrigas very happy, taif prashasyamanaha, being praised by them, yatha sukham, very happily, tatra vane nivasati sma, he lived in the forest. Atoham bravimi, that is why I am saying Karataka, yasya buddhir balam tasya. So whoever has a fine intellect, he can defeat even a very powerful enemy. So alpakayatva, alpashariratva, all these do not matter. What matters is your buddhi. And through the use of the intellect, what kind of strategies, what kind of upayas can you create? That is all that matters. Nothing else is the idea of Damanaka. So I hope we know the context. Damanaka is talking to Karataka. So all this started because Damanaka told Karataka that he is going to do Mitrabheda, Maitri Bheda between the Simha and the bull, right? So they had become very good friends, and he wanted to separate them. So now finally Karataka has agreed. So Karataka says, you may proceed with your plan. I am convinced with your ideas, or at least I do not have anything else to tell you. Karataka Damanaka Samvadaha Tataha Tadyadi Bhavan Kathayati Tatraiva Gatva Tayo Swabuddhi Prabhavena Maitri Bhedam Karomi. Karataka Aha Bhadra Yadyevam Tarhi Gacha Shivaste Panthanas Santu Yathabhipretam Anushthiyata. So now Damanaka says Tadyadi Bhavan Kathayadi. So if you permit me, Tatraiva Gatva. So going there, going near the near Pingalaka, Tayoho Swabuddhi Prabhavena Maitri Bhedam Karomi. So using my buddhi, I am going to separate them. That is, break their friendship. Maitri Bhedam Karomi. Karataka Aha Bhadra Yadyevam. So if you think that is right, Tarhi Gacha, then go. Shivaste Panthanas Santu. So may your paths be auspicious. May your road be auspicious. Yathabhipretam Anushthiyata. So please do whatever you intend to do. Now Damanaka goes to Pingalaka. Atha Damanaka Sanjeevaka Viyuktam Pingalakam Avalokya Tatrantare Pranamya Agre Samupavishtaha. Pingalakopi Tamaha Bhadra Kim Chiradrishtaha. Damanaka Aha Nakanchid Devapadanam Asmabhif Prayojanam Tenaham Nagachami Tathapi Raja Prayojana Vinasham Avalokya Sandahyamana Hridayo Vyakulataya Swayameva Abhyagataha Uktancha. Atha Damanakaha Sanjeevaka Viyuktam Pingalakam Avalokya Tatra Antare Pranamya Agre Samupavishtaha. Pingalakaha api tam aha Bhadra Kim Chiradrishtaha. Damanakaha aha Nakanchid Devapadanam Asmabhif Prayojanam Tena aham na agachami. Tathapi Raja Prayojana Vinasham Avalokya. राजप्रयोजन विनाशम् अवलोक्य सन्दह्यमान हृदयः व्याकुलतया स्वयमेव अभ्यागतः वक्तुम्. So Sanjeevaka Viyuktam Pingalakam Avalokya. He has somehow found Sanjeev Pingalaka to be alone now. He is not with Sanjeevaka at this moment. So he capitalizes such a moment and goes near him, approaches him. Sanjeevaka Viyuktam Pingalakam Avalokya Tatrantare Pranamya, and then goes and bows down to him in that place. Agre Samupavishtaha, and sits in front of him. Pingalakopi Tamaha, then Pingalaka asks, dear, long time no see. Says, Kim Chirad Vrishtaha. What is it that you have come after a very long time? Namanakaha aha nakanchit devapadanam asmabhih prayojanam tena aham nagachami. See, Devapada, your majesty has no use of this person. Devapadanam asmabhihi prayojanam nasti. There is no use by all of us for your majesty. Tena aham nagachami. And because of that, we don't come. I am not coming here. Happy. Even then, Raja prayojana vinasham avalokya. So, sensing that the royal interest, there is some problem. Okay, royal interest, is going to be lost. Rajnyaha prayojanam vina prayojanasya rajnyaha prayojanam raja prayojanam tasya vinashaha tam avalokya. So seeing, sensing that the raja prayojana, royal interests are in trouble, they are going to be destroyed, sensing that sandahyamana hridaya, I have been very perturbed. Okay, vyakulataya, out of sadness. Swayameva abhyagataha vaktum. I have come all on my own, even though you have no use of me. Uktancha priyam va yadi va dveshyam shubham va yadi va shubham aprishtopi hitam bruyad yasya nechet parabhavam. Priyam va yadi va dveshyam shubham va yadi va shubham aprishtopi hitam bruyad yasya nechet parabhavam. Priyam va yadi va dveshyam shubham va yadi va ashubham aprishtaha api hitam bruyat yasya na ichet parabhavam. So yasya parabhavam na ichet. See, so the one whose defeat you do not like, right? So you do not want somebody to be defeated. If that is the case, yasya parabhavam na ichet tasya hitam bruyat. So whatever is hita for him, that is to be told. Tasya hitam bruyat. So what is good for him, that is to be told. It should be pointed out. And katham bruyat, aprishtaha api bruyat. Even when not asked, aprishtaha api bruyat. Even when you are not asked, you may talk, because you are not interested in the destruction, in the defeat of that person. Right? So one should point out to him his hita. Okay, that hita can be priyam va dveshyam va. Right? It can be dear to him, or it can be dveshya. Dveshya means something that one does not welcome, right? Something that one would not like. It could be priyam or dveshya. It could be shubha or ashubha, right? It could be good or bad. However it is, his hita, okay? Hita here is the truth, right? Truth is always hita, right? So the truth has to be spoken. If you are not interested in his parabhava, yasya parabhavam naichet tasya aprishtopi hitam bruyat. Atha tasya sabhiprayam vachanam akarnya pingalakaha aha kim vaktumana bhavan tat kathyatam yat kathaniyam asti sapraha deva sanjeevako yushmatpadanam upari droha buddhiriti. Atha tasya sabhiprayam vachanam akarnya pingalakaha aha kim vaktumanaha bhavan tat kathyatam yat kathaniyam asti Saha praha Deva Sanjivakaha Yushmatpadanam upari droha buddhihi. So, tasya sabhiprayam vachanam. So, on hearing his vachana, which had some kind of a purpose, right? Some kind of an intention was hidden there. He knew that. He wanted to say something, he knew that something is serious. Sabhiprayam vachanam shrutva akaranya pingalakaha aha. Kim vaktumanaha bhavan. What is it that you want to say? Speak straight. Tat kathyatam yat kathaniyam asti. Yat kathaniyam, whatever it is to be told, please tell, please speak straight. Saha praha. Now Damanaka says, Deva Sanjivakaha Yushmatpadanam upari droha buddhihi. So Sanjivaka, he has malicious intention towards you. Yushmatpadanam upari. So in your case, with respect to you, he has droha buddhi. He is not a person with straight heart. He has malicious intent. Droha buddhi. Vishwasagatasya mama vijane idamaha. Why sabhiprayam? Sabhipraya, that is, see, he says all this, right? Damanaka does not start off by saying that, Sanjivaka has a problem with you, or you should be cautious about Sanjivaka and so on. He starts saying verses like this, that, see, you do not have any use for me, but even then I have come because you are in trouble. Raja Prayojana Vinasham Avalokya, sensing that there is some trouble for the royal interest, I have come. And the truth has to be spoken at all costs and so on. So say, listening to all this, the Pingalaka says that you have some kind of a, your words have some kind of a hidden meaning, right? So, tasya vachanam purvoktam sarvam sabhiprayam asti, parantu tatra spashtata nasti. It is not straightforward. Spashtataya bhavata noktam. Aham spashtataya jnatum ichchami. I want it to be very, I want to hear whatever it is that you want to say, speak straight. Tasmadevam vadati sabhiprayam vachanam. So the words that were spoken by the Shrigala earlier, they had some abhipraya, but they were not revealed. So please reveal them to me directly is Pingalaka's request. Vishwasagatasya mama vijane idam ah. Bho Damanaka. Drishta mayasya pingalakasya sarasarata tadaham yenam hatva sakala mrigadhipatyam tvat sachivya padavi samanvitam karishyami. Pingalakopi tad vajrasara prahara sadrisham darunam vachaha tamakarnya mohamupagataha nakinchidapyuktavan. Damanakopi tasya tasya tamakaram alokya chintitavan. Vishwasagatasya mama vijane idam ah. So Vishwasagatasya mama. See, how am I to Sanjivaka? I have earned his Vishwasa, right? So I am a trustworthy person to him. So trusting me, Vishwasagatasya mama aham tasya vishwasam gataha. So I have become trustworthy to him. So tadrishasya mama vijane idam aha. So he spoke to me when we were in a secluded place, when there was nobody around. Idam aha. He spoke to me. What did he tell? Bho Damanaka, oh Damanaka, drishta maya asya pingalakasya sara asarata. So asya pingalakasya sara asarata maya drishta. I have now seen the strength and the weaknesses of this Pingalaka. Pingalakasya saraha asaraha. Okay, here sara and asara means, saraha means essence, right? So what stays with you is your essence. So essence here indirectly refers to strength. Saraha, strength, and asara. What is not in his essence, which is his weakness, what is his essence, his strength. All this I have evaluated by closely moving around with him. Tadaham yenam hatva. So I am going to kill him. After killing him, sakala mrigadhipatyam tvat sachivya padavi samanvitam karishyami. So I am going to enjoy sakala mrigadhipatya. I am going to be the ruler of all the mrigas. and you can be the Sachiva. I am going to bless you with the post of the chief minister. Tvatsachivya padavi samanvitam sakalamrigadhipatyam karishyami. So, Tvatsachivya padavi samanvitam mrigadhipatyam. So, Tvatsachivya padavi samanvita is the Visheshana for sakalamrigadhipatya. So, I am going to enjoy sakalamrigadhipatya. And how is that going to be? That adhipatya, that kingship is going to include your Sachivya Padavi. So you are going to be the minister and I am going to be the king. And I am envisioning such a rule. Pingalakopi tad vajrasara prahara sadrisham darunam vachas samakarnya mohamupagataha nakinchidapyuktava. So Pingalaka is devastated listening to these words. Tad vajrasara prahara sadrisham. It is like the prahara of the thunderbolt, like the vajra prahara sadrisham. Darunam. It is very, very, very katu vachana for him. Okay? It is, and it breaks his heart. Vachas samakarnya mohamupagataha nakinchidapyuktavan. Okay. So immediately he almost fainted. Okay. Mohamupagataha. So that much of an attachment he had towards Sanjivaka. Mohamupagataha nakinchidapyuktavan. He did not speak anything for some time. Damanakopi tasya tamakara malokya chintitavan. So seeing this state of the king, he thought to himself, Ayam tavat sanjivaka nibaddharagaha tannuna manena mantrina raja vinasham avapsyati. Uktancha. So Ayam tavat sanjivaka nibaddharagaha. Now, nibaddha raga. Raga is attachment, right? Nibaddha raga. So there is firm attachment. With whom? With Sanjivaka. He is extremely attached to Sanjivaka, and this is not good. Tannunam anena mantrina. Anena mantrina. Anena mantrina. Anena Sanjivakakhya mantrina. So because of this mantri Sanjivaka. Now Sanjivaka is almost like the mantri to Pingalaka, right? They are together all the time. They are doing the sambhashana. So here mantri refers to Sanjivaka. So yetadrishena mantrina raja vinasham avapsyati. There is no doubt that a king will be ruined by such a minister. By what kind of a minister? By a minister like Sanjivaka, to whom this king is extremely attached. So that is going to be extremely destructive for the king. So Damanaka thinks, I think we can stop here for today. There is a shloka that is, I think next one is a big verse. We'll have to spend some time on it. So I'm stopping here for today. I will take questions. Don't see any hands raised. So I think we can stop here. We will continue next Tuesday. Astu samapayamaha. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.